old folks. Everybody come to Kids Club and have a lot of fun. Please check your chewing gum and raisins at the door. And we'll tell you Bible stories that you never heard before. Hello, children. I'm Pastor Ted. Get ready. I'm going to read the Bible. You're going to hear a story. Today's story is about Jesus' disciples and apostles. When you and I learn about Jesus in school or in kids' club, we are disciples. When we tell others about Jesus, then we are apostles. Jesus had hundreds of disciples, but on the day of Pentecost, those disciples became apostles, and 12 of them are special. Look at this painting. Can you find Jesus? There he is in the center. This was painted by Leonardo da Vinci in Italy many hundreds of years ago, and it tells the story. I'm going to read it in John chapter 13, verse 21. Jesus in the center speaks and says, "Very truly I tell you, one of you will betray me." All the disciples get upset. Can you see how upset they are? Now we have a copy of this painting in our Cross and Crown Church. You should walk around and look at the walls. See if you can find a copy of this painting, The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci. Now, we're going to tell the story of one of Jesus's disciples. Let's tell two stories about two disciples who became apostles, James and John. But first, some words about who James is. This is St. James the Elder, or St. James the Greater, and we ought not to confuse James the Greater, the son of Zebedee, with two other people named James. James the Lesser, or the son of Alphaeus, and James, the brother of Jesus, the son of Joseph. Now, where in Da Vinci's Last Supper are they? Well, the green arrow tells us where James is, and the purple arrow tells us where John, his brother, is. Let me read two stories from the Bible. Here's the first one. As Jesus went from there, he saw two other brothers, James the son of Zebedee and his brother John, in the boat with their father Zebedee, mending their nets, and he called them. Immediately they left the boat and their father and followed him. James and John, the two brothers, were fishermen, and Jesus said, "Stop fishing for fish and become my disciple," and they did so immediately. Here's the second story. Do you see Jesus? And kneeling there is Mrs. Zebedee, we'll call her Salome, and by the tree are James and John whispering, and further off the other disciples who are trying to hear what's going on. This is Matthew chapter 20 now. Then the mother of the sons of Zebedee came to him with her sons, and kneeling before him, she asked a favor of him. And he said to her, "Well, what do you want?" And she said, "Declare that these two sons of mine will sit one on your right hand and one on your left in your kingdom." But Jesus answered, "You do not know what you're asking. Are you able to drink the cup that I am about to drink?" And they said to him, "We are able." And he said to them, "You will indeed drink my cup, but to sit at my right hand and my left, this is not mine to grant, but it is for those whom it has been prepared by my Father." When the 10 other disciples heard it, they were angry with the two brothers. But Jesus called to them and said, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over their people, and their great ones are tyrants. It will not be so among you. But whoever wishes to be great among you must be your servant, and whoever wishes to be first among you must be your slave, just as the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." That's the story. Do you think what the mother of James and John did was a good thing? No, it wasn't. We call that corruption. And Jesus emphasizes that every one of us who are his disciples or apostles are equal, and we should love each other equally. Well, those are the two stories of James and John, the sons of Zebedee. Young folks, old folks, everybody come to Kids Club and have a lot of fun. Please check your chewing gum and raisins at the door, and we'll tell you Bible stories that you never heard before. Goodbye, kids.